Hi, good morning everyone. I'm Rodeline Altich Beta BS Admatri. My topic for today's video is all about Sternberg's successful intelligent theory and WICS model. Before we proceed on my topic, let's have an activity. Since hindi tayo nagkaroon ng face-to-face for my topic, ipa-flash ko na lang yung activity ko, then I give you 10 seconds to answer every question ng ating activity for today's video. Group yourself into 4 sana to, kaso nga lang, yun nga, hindi tayo nagkaroon ng face-to-face classes. So, my activity is called fill in the blank. So, alam naman natin kung ano yung fill in the blank, di ba? So, we proceed to question number 1. The clue is, it's help us to retain knowledge we acquire. The timer starts now. The answer in number 1 is memory. Memory is help us to retain knowledge we acquire. The next one, the clue is the persons to come up with a new idea. Help the person to come up with a new idea. The timer starts now. And the answer in number 2 is creative. Creative help us to come up a new idea. The next one, number 3, the clue is the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment, the quality of being wise. So what is it? The timer starts now. So the answer number 3 is wisdom. Let's proceed to number 4. The clue, the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. The timer starts now. The answer number 4 is intelligence. Number 5, the clue is help the person determine in a certain idea is good. It's help a person determine if a certain idea is good. The timer starts now. The answer number 5 is analytical. So that's all for our activity. I hope may nakasagot kahit nasa video lang tayo. At least you try to answer the activity. So now we proceed to my objectives. At the end of this lesson, the students are able to, ito yung mga inaasahan ko at the end of my lesson. First, know the importance of Sternberg's successful intelligent theory and WICS model. Second, explain Sternberg's successful intelligent theory and WICS model. So I hope at the end of this lesson, malalaman niyo kung ano ba yung kahalagahan nito at you can explain on your own kung ano ba talaga ang theory na Sternberg's successful intelligence and WICS model. We proceed, I will introduce to the opponent of this theory. He is Robert J. Sternberg. He is a cognitive physiologist who is currently the provost and professor of psychology of Oklahoma State University. Was written 20 major books with topics ranging from intelligence, gift, giftedness, creativity, love, and hate. So, si Robert Sternberg ay isang psychologist, and imagine he wrote the 20 major books, and more on talaga yung topic ni Sternberg or ni Robert is all about intelligence, gifted, creativity, love, and hate. Kasi na-experience niya yung hirap ng pag-develop ng kanyang intelligence during that time na nag-aaral pa siya. So, si Robert, gumawa siya ng theory, which is ito ang itatopic ko ngayon. So, we proceed to my topic. The advanced organizer. So, I give you some points kung ano ba yung itatopic natin sa aking video. So, Sternberg's successful intelligence theory and WICS model. The first is successful intelligence. So, dito sa successful intelligence, pag-uusapan natin ay ang memory, analytical intelligence, creative intelligence, and practical intelligence. The next one is the WICS model. So, WICS model stands for wisdom, intelligence, creativity, and synthesis. Then, pag-aaralan din natin kung paano i-apply yung WICS model in teaching of analytically, teaching creatively, teaching practically, and teaching for wisdom. Successful intelligence theory. The 4 skills included in the theory of described below. Okay, ito yung mga successful intelligence theory na 4 skills siya. The first is the memory skills. Help us recall and pieces of information. It's help us to retain knowledge we acquired. So, alam naman natin na memory help us to recall knowledge and pieces of information. As a students, or actually ginagawa naman natin siya in our daily lives, na yung memory help us to remember kung ano ba yung nangyari kahapon, ano ba yung nangyari sa past. So, that is the importance of memory skills. So, as a student, mahalaga yung memory skills goals kasi dito natin nalalaman yung mga naaalala natin yung mga memories or mga knowledge na natutunan natin base sa mga tinuro sa atin ng mga teacher natin noong grade 1 to grade 7, grade 12. So, kaya mahalaga sa isang tao yung memory skills. The next one is analytical skills. Help the person determine if the certain idea is good. So, analytical skills naman, ito yung using your critical thinking. Dito nakabase yung paano mo iniisip yung isang idea. So, pag may naisip ka yung idea, dapat inaalam mo kung tama ba yun o mali. So, dito sa analytical skills, natutulungan tayo alamin kung ano ba yung mabuti sa hindi. Diba? Kasi as a student naman, kung i-apply natin analytical skills when we share our knowledge or kunyari pina-answer tayo, tapos syempre isipin natin kung ano ba yung dapat na sagot. Tama ba yung dapat isagot ko to? Kasi kunyari 1 plus 1 tapos sinagot mo 6, di ba? Iisipin mo syempre kung ano yung best idea na tamang sagot. So, as a teacher naman, future teacher, ma-apply natin ang analytical skills during lesson. Diba? Pag magtuturo tayo sa estudyante, isipin natin yung mga, ano ba yung mga topic, ano ba yung mga activity na makakatulong para ma-engage or makuha natin yung attention ng isang estudyante. So, in that way, ginagamit natin ang analytical skills natin to come up to good idea for our lesson. The next one, number 3, is creative skills. Allow a person to come up with a new idea, usually to answer a need or solve problem. It makes one flexible and able to adjust to change in one situation. So, ang creativity skill naman dito, nagkakaroon tayo na pagkakataong maging flexible. As a student, sa mga projects, di ba? Sa mga projects, nagkakaroon tayo nagagamit natin ang creativity natin. Tulad nga nung nakaraan, di ko lang maalala kung saan subject yon, pero si Franz, nag-share siya na about sa graphic organizer. So, diba, may binigay na graphic organizer ang isang teacher. So, as a student na gusto mo pa ma-develop or maging creative pa yung graphic organizer mo, nag-search siya sa Google para magkaroon siya ng some idea about the graphic organizer, which is, doon pa lang nagagamit na natin yung creativity skills natin. Kasi hindi lang tayo pumokos doon sa binigay, bagkos gumawa tayo ng paraan para mas mapaganda pa yung graphic organizer natin. So that is example of creativity skills. So as a future teacher naman, how we apply the creativity skills. So creativity skills, ma-apply natin siya during the discussion again. Yung nag-iisip tayo ng mga activities na mag-i-enjoy yung estudyante natin. Hindi lang yung activities na boring, but we think about activity na mag-i-enjoy silang lahat. Katulad nga ng mga reporter, di ba? Sa atin, gumagawa tayo ng mga activity, nag-iisip tayo ng activity na kakaiba naman. Hindi yung lagi na lang lagi na lang yung ginagawa ng ibang reporter. Kundi umiisip tayo ng ibang paraan na mas kakaiba naman sa paningin or kakaibang experience naman sa ating mga kaklase. So, example of creativity skills. Kaya sinasabi ni Robert, ang creativity skills ay isa sa mga successful intelligence. Next is practical skills. Enable a person to apply what one has learned. It also allows one to carry through or implement a plan. So, kung dun sa memory, naalala natin yung pieces of information, sa analytical, iniisip natin kung ang idea ba natin is good. Sa creativity, ginagawa natin yung idea natin mas creative pa. Sa practical skills naman, dito, we take an action. Gumagawa na tayo ng paraan upang ma-implement or magawa yung mga naisip natin. So, dito na tayo gumagawa ng paraan upang ma-apply na natin yung mga knowledge or mga information na naisip natin. For example, sa memory, as a student, inisip natin yung, kunyari may topic, tapos inisip natin yung, ano ba yung parang naturo na to sa amin dati. Tapos, naalala mo. Then, analytical, inisip mo kung tama ba yun? Related ba yun talaga dito sa topic? So, naisip mo na, okay, ito yung dapat na sabihin ko kasi related siya. So, creativity, hindi ka lang bumasa dun sa natutunan mo, kundi based on your experience, dinagdagan mo pa yun. Yung information na naalala mo sa past. Then, sa practical skills, so, sinabi mo na. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng practical skills. You take an action. You implement the plan. The next one, yun lang pala for skills. Sabi dito, each person may have his or her own unique way in practicing the 4 skills because each has different strengths. The idea is to further develop one's unique strength. It's a context of the 4 skills rather than simply making a goal of the school to just develop memory and analytical skills. Kasi sa libro, according to the books na pinasa ko or kinuhanan ko ng yung galing kay Sir, para kay Robert Sternberg, Sabi niya, yung school daw, dinedevelop lang is the memory and analytical skills. So, pumabase lang sila doon. Sabi ni Robert Sternberg na instead of focusing on the memory and analytical skills, he introduced the two skills pa, which is the creativity and the the creativity and practical skills para mas maging knowledgeable ang isang estudyante. Hindi lang tayo mag-focus dun sa dalawa, but mag-focus tayo dun sa apat na skills. Then, the theory of successful intelligent points, yung successful intelligent points talaga niya, tinutukoy niya talaga is that some students who do not do well in conventional courses may in fact have the ability to success if they are taught in a way that better fits their patterns of abilities. So, kasi di naman talaga lahat ng estudyante pare-pareho. May mga magagaling sa creativity, yung iba naman hindi. Diba? So, as teachers, kung matuturuan lang natin ang mga estudyante natin kung paano gamitin yung first skills na yon, mas yung mga estudyante hindi naman masyado magaling, mas madedevelop pa nila yung skills nila pag natutunan nila yung kung paano ang tamang paggamit ng four skills na nasa successful intelligence. So, yun yung sinasabi dito ni Robert Sternberg. Ito makakatulong to para mas maunawaan natin kung paano ba related yung apat na skills. First, the vital that we remember what we learn. So, yung mga naaalala natin is that a memory. Use critical thinking to evaluate the things we learn. So, pag naalala na natin yung natutunan natin, and we use critical thinking to evaluate the things we learn. That is the analytical. Be innovative in finding better ways in doing things and solving a problem. So, na-evaluate na natin yung mga natutunan natin, then we proceed to creativity or creative, which is we find a better way of doing things or solving a problem. And last one, practical, apply and put in action what we learn. So, andito na yon. We apply na yung mga yung naalala natin in the past, tapos na-evaluate na natin kung anong natutunan natin, tapos nakaisip na tayo ng better way to doing the things that we learn. Now, sa practical, we apply or we put to action of what we learn. So, that is the explanation on how the four related to each other. So, I hope you remember the four skills. Then, now we proceed to the WICS model. It stands for wisdom, intelligence, creativity, synthesis. So, based on the books na sabi, it's important to develop the three, the wisdom, intelligence, and creativity, and work with harmony for synthesis. So, Sternberg 2010 described the WICS as follows. It is a general idea or general explanation. The basic idea is that the citizens of the world need creativity to form a vision of where they want to go and to cope with the changes in the environment. Analytical intelligence to ascertain whether their creative ideas are good ones. Practical intelligence to implement their ideas and to persuade others to the value of their ideas. So, ito yung general explanation ni Sternberg sa kung ano ba yung WICS model. So, sinasabi din na ang WICS model ay nakakatulong, or dito pag-uusapan kasi natin kung paano natin paano natin i-apply yung WICS model sa mga estudyante. As a future teacher, this WICS model is help us to know kung saan, kung ano yung mga bagay na mas effective na ituro sa mga estudyante para ma-apply natin yung WICS model. So, based sa description ay sa describe ng WICS model, ito yung as a teachers, we all know naman na mahalaga yung pagiging isang guro. Hindi lang siya trabaho, kundi as a teacher, mahalaga na meron kang vision kung ano ba yung gusto mong magawa, ano ba yung gusto mong marating ng estudyante mo. So that is the creativity of the teacher to form a vision of what they want to go. So then we apply the analytical intelligence na dito tayo gumagawa ng mga iniisip natin yung mga idea na makakatulong sa atin upang ma-apply natin yung knowledge na natutunan natin sa ating future students. So, the practical intelligence is dito naman natin ina-apply yung mga ideas natin para matutunan ng ating mga estudyante. Kasi itong explanation dito is a general, but yung paliwanag ko is binase ko siya as a future educator. Tapos sa wisdom naman, it is in order to ensure that the idea will help achieve some ethically based on common good over the long and short terms, rather than just what is a good for them and their families and friends. So, dito, as a teacher nga, yung gusto natin magawa yung ano ba yung gusto natin marating ng mga estudyante natin. Kasi diba nakaka-proud na as a teacher, because tayo yung dahilan ba't natuto sila. Gusto nating mabigay yung best natin kung ano yung gusto natin na marating nila. So, sa wisdom, dapat i-ensure natin na hindi lang para sa kanila yung natutunan nila, kundi makakatulong din para sa iba. Katulad na natututo sila sa school, hindi lang yung para sa kanila. Unang yung mga asal, hindi lang yung para sa kanila, kundi na-adapt din nila para sa ibang tao. It is for the common good of everyone. Hindi lang siya para sa sariling kapakanan. Sternberg said that your role as a teacher is not to educate the mind alone. Your role as a teacher is not to educate the mind alone, but to educate the soul as well. Accept this not just as a job, but embrace it as a mission. So yun na nga. Kasi nga sabi nga sa quote na teach the student not only to educate, but to be a human. So, hindi lang natin sila tinuturuan para matuto or para ma-enhance yung knowledge nila, but tinuturuan natin sila para maging isa silang makatao. Sinasa puso nila yung mga natutunan nila para ma-apply nila yon sa iba. Hindi lang kasi to hanggang patalinuhan lang, kundi para matuto rin tayong tumulong, gumawa ng mabuti para sa iba. So, yun yung dapat matutunan ng mga estudyante sa loob ng paaralan. Kaya, as a teacher, napakahalaga ng ating posisyon upang matulungan natin sila kung paano nila i-apply or paano nila matutunan yung mga bagay-bagay na makakabuti para sa lahat. Applying the WICS model. The uses of WICS model include admission, instruction, and assessment. You can apply the WICS model in instruction is when you reflect and make choices on the tasks and activities that you will give to teach and assess your students. You may choose to teach analytically, creatively, practically, as well as teach for wisdom. So, dito, matutunan na natin kung paano natin ma-apply yung WICS model sa pagtuturo. So, may pagpipilian lang tayo. We can teach analytically, creatively, and practical as well. At teach for wisdom. So, nandito na yung mga ideas paano natin ma-apply yung WICS model sa pagtuturo natin sa ating mga estudyante. How to teach the analytically. So, make your student use critical thinking, design tasks and activity that provide opportunity for your learners to. Ito yung mga dapat na i-apply natin para maturuan natin sila ng analytical. So, the first is analyze. Second, critic. Third, judge. 4, compare and contrast. 5, evaluate. And the last is assess. So, dito, gagamit yung mga estudyante ng critical thinking. Alam naman natin na compare and contrast, diba? Pag sa activity natin, ginamit natin yung compare and contrast. So, mapapaisip sila kung ano ba yung pinagkapareho ng, kunyari, kwento kunyari, yung kaklase nila, yung boy and girl. Kunyari, i-compare nila yung story ng kaklase nilang babae, kaklase nilang babae at lalaki. So, in that way, kung yung activity natin is about compare and contrast, mapapaisip sila kung ano nga ba talaga yung pinagkaiba nila at ano ba yung pinagkapareho nila. So, magagamit nila yung critical thinking. So, I have here some example ng mga sa analytical. So, sa analyze, for example, analyze the development of the character of Ibarra in No Limitang Hire. So, dito gagamit sila ng critical thinking. Sa critic naman, critique the design and features of the latest smartphone. So, gagamit naman sila ng critical thinking based sa pag-critique ng mga design and feature ng mga latest phone. So, that is some example of how we apply or how we teach the student analytically. So, the next one is the creatively. So, how we apply creatively or how we teach creatively. So, to teach creatively, it is important for you to encourage and sustain your student creative ideas, design tasks, and activity that help student to first, create, invent, discovery, imagine if, suppose that, then predict. So, sa creativity naman, dito sa creativity, mas lalong na-engage yung students or mas nagaganahan sila pag mga creativity na yung pinapagawa natin, hindi ba? Kasi doon, nagkakaroon sila ng pagkakataon na i-apply yung sarili nilang knowledge or skills. So, example dito is sa discover a way to explain why heavy cheese float at the sea. So, as a teachers, it's very important na nagagawa natin yung na-apply natin yung sarili nating creativity or umiisip tayo ng mga bagay na alam natin makakatulong sa ating mga estudyante. For example, sa math, para ma-apply natin yung creativity. So, yung paggawa ng formula, isa na rin yung creativity kasi gumagawa sila ng sarili nilang pamamaraan or ina-apply nila yung sarili nilang skills para makagawa sila ng formula. So, that is an example din ng creativity. So, next one is how we apply or how we teach the practical. Have in mind a real-life situation where students can use what they learn to meet their own and also other practical needs. Design tasks and activities that allow your students to apply, use, put in practice, implement, employ, render practical what they know. So, here naman, the mind of real-life situation. So, dito na nila ina-apply yung mga real-life situation. So, one of example here is the apply. Apply addition concept in determining number of boys and girls in the classroom. So, doon we apply the real-life situation. Diba? I-add nila yung boys and girls inside the classroom. Next one. How do you teach for wisdom? One goal is for learners to learn to see and understand the point of view of others. You teach for wisdom when you are able to move your student to. Ito yung mga some example para ma-apply natin yung WICS, yung wisdom. Try to find a common good. See things from others' point of view. Balance your own interests with those of others and institution. Look at the long term as well as the short term. Reflect about how one can base in this every decision on positive ethical values. Appreciate that in life what is seen as true and effective may vary over time and place. So, ito yung mga some example para ma-apply natin yung wisdom. For example, see things from other point of view. Ito yung, di ba, parang survey. Kunyari, ano yung point of view mo about the same-sex marriage? Di ba? It is an example of to see the point of view of others. So, I hope na dito sa lesson ko may natutunan kayo, and I hope as a future teacher magawa natin yung part natin para matulungan or maturuan ng ating mga future students. And that's all. Thank you.